Get in, nerds. We are playing Hearts of Iron 4. They did a big update, and there's a lot more to do in the Middle East now. Particularly, well, not just in the Middle East, but we're not playing in the Middle East, except for this tiny bit of area which we technically own. They've done a lot of updates. They did a big update for Iran, which now has a whole focus tree. They did a whole update for Afghanistan, which now has a whole focus tree. But we're going to be playing as the British Raj, and we're going to try to achieve ourselves some independence. So, we can get started with the basics. Research, I gotta have mechanical engineering, and I gotta have industry. Oh, that 2 research slots is gonna hurt. Alright, let's look at production. That's not great. That's not ideal, friends. Do cavalry take support equipment? They do not. Okay, alright. So it's okay that I'm only producing infantry equipment. Let's get producing convoys with our other, with our one dockyard. Let's get producing civilian industry with our civilian industry, because gosh, Shaggy, do we ever need that? Yeah, they'll build some civilian industry to start, and that'll be fine. That'll give us some acceleration. Everybody into an army. Thank you. Now, the focus tree. We've got quite a large focus tree. We're going to be doing an independence, non-violence, India United movement, and we're gonna see how it goes. I'm gonna see what I can put together. And we're gonna stay with the allies. That's the notion. That's the notion. That's where we're gonna go. So we're gonna do a mix of hurtling headfirst towards independence and keeping our and making ourselves ready for the war. So to start, we're going to do On the Road to Independence. Getting additional provincial autonomy from the British will be the first crucial step towards fulfilling the ultimate goal, independence. And I'm gonna do more reading in this one, because this is gonna be, I'm going into this blind, but we're gonna be doing a little bit more kind of role playing in this one. So, this adds some increased resistance activity chance and resistance target. So this is more resistance overall, but it provides daily autonomy gain. To fully break free via the two-nation theory, we need to complete either United Bengal or Eastern Pakistan. To break free via United India, we need to complete a secular state. To break free via League Against Gandhism, you need to complete Reds in the Shadow or Give Me Blood and I Will Give You Freedom. So we'll get started with that. Over on this side is League Against Gandhism. That's the communist and fascist, and I think unaligned blocks. I've been playing so much Road to 56. I'm calling it authoritarianism in my head. And we got some army reform stuff over here, and some infrastructure and whatnot over here. This actually might be something to think about getting into. Let me see. Ooh, we have free railways. That's nice. But anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Everything is set, so I'm gonna go ahead and unpause the game. Let me see. We got our default events and decisions. Nothing special in here. All right, so that's reasonable. Trade situation seems pretty good. Not completing any exports at this time. So that's okay. Oh, wait, there's a little export route. And we've got resistance in the northwestern frontier provinces. So that's here. Talk to me. Hold on. First things first. Garrisons. We want to put all of our garrisons, we want all of our equipment going to our garrisons at this time. We're a little short, but not that short. I think if I disband 1 unit, that should suffice. Let me see. So we've got... let's go ahead and scrap this unit. It'll get me a little bit more. I'm just scrapping the low equipment units. I think I don't need them, and I want to put as much equipment into my strategic reserve as I can, because I don't want to put myself in a situation where I'm getting a lot of resistance over a lot of time. All right, all these units that are underexperienced, get out of here. Gotta have a reserve. All right. Resistance to occupation, the northwestern frontier provinces. Okay. Where could that be? Kashmir, northern Kashmir, Peshawar, okay. Waziristan, West Punjab, Sibi, North Baluchistan, Kalat, South Baluchistan, Sindh, Rajasthan. Where's the northwestern front? Is it the northern western frontier of somewhere else? Is it actually here? There's Assam, East Bengal, Manipur. Doesn't tell me. Am I going to have to use the finder on this? Oh, unless it's... No, that's a den. Alright. Yeah. Alright, I'm out of ideas. Frontier. That doesn't help me. Okay. Northwest. Are you goofing my giblets right now? Hold on. Is it the? Nope. Alright, well, I'm not gonna know, and hold on. I can use the resistance map. It's here. It's Waziristan. Okay, it's Waziristan. Alright. That's where we got resistance. Is it the right call to create an agency right away? I think probably. It's very early on in the game. It's going to slow down my construction, but I think this is actually the right... Well, no. Resistance is going to go away. Resistance is going to go away, friends. It's going to be fine. Waziristan's resistance target is 34%, and it's currently going down. Yeah, there we go. So resistance strength is going down a little bit every day, and that should be fine. It's also... Are they spreading resistance in some of these areas? Oh, interesting. We got some of these areas cored and some of these areas not. Karachi were cored. North Baluchistan were cored. But South Baluchistan, and Kalat, we have the resistance system active. So that's interesting. Let's see. Yeah, resistance is going up in Peshawar. Partially due to spread from Waziristan. We do not have resistance in other areas. Oh, and Burma is broken off. Excellent. That I don't think that used to be the case. All right. So, resource positions seem good. So let's take some time to take a look at our tree here. Next step is going to be Purna Swaraj. That's going to give us daily autonomy progress. It's also going to increase resistance. That's not ideal, so we're going to have to kind of figure out how to manage that. But again, I've got a good amount of infantry equipment now, so I'm not too worried about it. Let's go ahead and start training our divisions. Oh boy, I've been playing a lot of Victoria 3, friends. Let's see. Down here, we've got the Swadeshi movement. This gives us autonomy progress. Alright, autonomy progress is the thing we're going to need. We're currently losing autonomy progress because of the stupid princely states. Let's take a second and read through these national spirits before we get too far in here. This one doesn't describe itself, but these are semi-autonomous states in various areas in India and Pakistan. Marginalized Muslim community. This reduces our recruitable pop factor and our stability. Risk of famine. A famine will trigger if one of these are true. We lose a starting Indian state and fail to take it back within 30 days. Except for Aden, which is here. No, I'm thinking of Assam. Aden is here. Alright. The new controller is not a releasable that is occupied by us at the start of the game. Okay, so we can lose states to Pakistan or Bangladesh, but not another country. The new controller is not our subject. Alright. Alright, reasonable. So there's Road to Independence completed. Next, we're going to do self-rule, Purna Swaraj. The British government in India has not only deprived the Indian people of their freedom, but has based itself on the exploitation of the masses, has ruined India economically, politically, culturally, and spiritually. Therefore, India must sever the British connection and attain Purna Swaraj, complete independence. All right, that's good. Next, we got ourselves a Great Depression. Minus 15% to stability, factory output, and dockyard output. That's not great. Then we got agrarian society. The local administrators believe that their agrarian lifestyle has made a large part of the Indian population simply unfit for military service or warfare of any kind. They maintain that we should only recruit from the so-called martial tribes. This belief is so widespread and well entrenched that it will require at least a generation or significant rural investment to overcome. Sultan of Ausa submits to Italian demands. Perhaps unsurprisingly to many, the Sultanate of Ausa has accepted Italian demands for subjugation. So this is in relation to the Italian invasion of Ethiopia here. Sultanate of Ausa was this province here. While the Afar government held out hope of avoiding occupation, it became increasingly clear that the colonial powers of the region would not be coming to their aid, nor would neighboring Ethiopia be able to spare the military personnel to support them. With the situation so bleak, the government bowed to Italian pressure to spare the people becoming the victims of unnecessary bloodshed. Italian forces are now moving into the small nation to take up new positions on the border with Ethiopia. It is unclear whether the occupation will be permanent, or how it will impact the wider Italian conflict with Ethiopia. Unsurprising, unfortunately. And we are on historical AI focuses right now, so we're going to have a really believable, reasonable World War II here. Let me see. Next up, we got two options. Well, I can go directly to Mahatma, but I can also do some other stuff first. If I do Swadeshi movement, modifies independence movement, increasing daily autonomy progress gain, increases resistance activity and resistance target, and adds a civilian factory in East Bengal. Swadeshi, or self-sufficiency from the British, will galvanize the independence movement and keep India's wealth in India. Alternatively, I can go to uplifting the people of India. The Indian people will need to be resolute in the march towards independence. In order for this, they will need to have their basic needs met first. As such, we will implement policies to attain this. So this gives us, this reduces the impact of the Great Depression and adds a lot of autonomy. Consumer goods factor, minus 30%. Is the depression causing consumer goods factor? Where is it? Here it is. Oh yeah, it is a little bit. So that's why I'm losing a lot of consumer goods, a lot of factories to consumer goods. And then finally, we've got our independence movement. This is giving us a little bit of daily autonomy progress gain. It's also increasing resistance targets and resistance activity chance. Now, when we hit the Mahatma button, let me see. First of all, when we finish this focus, Mahatma Gandhi is without a doubt the face of the independence movement. With him and Jawaharlal Nehru, we shall break the yoke that binds us to Great Britain. So this makes Jawaharlal Nehru available. He gives us 8% political power gain, daily autonomy progress, and then it also makes Mahatma Mohandas Gandhi available. He gives daily autonomy progress 0.3, daily democracy support 0.07. Unlocks decision urged on violence with the British Raj. Reduces resistance by 60. Modifies independence movement. Effective change removed after 90 days. That's curious. Modifies independence movement. But the independence movement is the thing. I see. Alright. So here's how it goes. I see. Okay. I'm going to read you this next one, and then I'll kind of explain where we're going. So this is a Congress resurgent. The National Congress has surged in popularity and strength. It is now a political force that cannot be denied. Modifies independence movement. Effective change, daily autonomy progress +2. Resistance activity and target +15%. Available as political advisor Bimrao Ramji Ambedkar, which grants extra democracy support. And then down here, we have India United. Now, this requires us to be more autonomous than colony. Effect, India will stay united during partition and not split. And then we got a bunch of things to do down here. So, But why? So, urge nonviolence in the British Raj. That's going to... I see. So that's going to get rid of... Oop. Hold on. Hold, please. As planned by the British government, we are to hand over the province of Aden to them. But we could probably push to keep it, should we so desire. Hand it over. UK gets... Aden. We get an extra civilian factory and 80 autonomy. And Aden becomes a core of South Arabia, stays now a core of South Arabia and claimed by Yemen. Do we have any industry here? We do not. Alternatively, you keep it. I'm going to hand it over. I think that's fine. That's a reasonable plan for me. I get an extra factory out of it. Is it going to... Nope, it's going to consumer goods. Great. I see. So what this is it completely falls off the amount of resistance in our provinces, but in turn... So we don't have to deal with resistance at all, but it drops back our autonomy, and we've got to get up to being a colony, being above a colony within 90 days, or else we're going to lose our, or else we're not going to be able to get India united, which requires us to be a dominion. Alright, so let's keep going here. So there are a bunch of things that'll get us autonomy. So like this gives us autonomy progress. Sakati movement, this gives us a little bit of autonomy progress. Let me see. Ooh. Widespread protests in Madras states. Protests against British rule have erupted in the Madras states, with local law enforcement reporting escalating violent clashes between demonstrators and authorities. The police must stand down, extra resistance. We can expect instability to continue until we gain independence. Or disperse the crowd. A huge chunk of resistance. Drop compliance. We can expect instability to continue until we gain independence. So we don't lose any compliance. This increases resistance. This one increases resistance without costing us compliance. But again, the Madras states are... Oh, I'm going to embarrass myself. I even did an India run recently, and I'm just completely... Is this a bunch of provinces? Is that why I'm confused? I thought this area was Madras. Okay, South Madras. The Madras states. That's here. Okay. Well, okay, so we got 70% compliance here. I'm going to have the police stand down. Because that's a lot of compliance. Alright, now we got 65%. So this is falling. But... compliance is probably going to drop as well. Anyway, that's fine. So moving forward here, let me see. Agricultural cooperatives. This... Ooh, that's pretty neat. Doesn't help us with autonomy, though. Does this give us autonomy? Doesn't look like it. Debt relief does not, but it gets rid of the Great Depression. There's some stuff over here that gives us autonomy, though. Federal Court of India is nice, just gives us some extra political power. Freedom of the Press gives us democracy support. Literacy effort gives us big autonomy progress after a year. Well, a little bit. Indocentric curriculum gives us an extra research slot. I definitely want to get this eventually. Let me see. Enrollment of Dalit children. That's the, I believe that's the lowest caste. That's going to give us some autonomy. Alright. No other autonomy to be gained here. Obviously, there's a lot of good stuff in this block. And then we got Princely States Policy. I'm probably going to grab that. But first, let's do the Swadeshi movement. Oh, the remilitarization of the Rhineland. Germany has stationed troops in the Rhineland territory, close to the French border, in clear violation of the Treaty of Versailles. The local population cheered the German soldiers on, while the diplomatic reactions from France and Britain so far have been muted. It is no more than the Germans walking into their own backyard, a political commentator in Britain observed. Worrying. So which is more important here? Do I get a bunch of ticking autonomy progress and a factory, or do I want to get my factory output? Is factory output affecting my civilian construction? Looks like it's not. So I'm going to go with Swadeshi movement first, and then we'll do uplifting the people of India. So, Swadeshi movement. Yep, we've seen. We read this already. Swadeshi, or self-sufficiency from the British, will galvanize the independence movement and keep India's wealth in India. Turkey remilitarizes the Turkish Straits. Turkey and the Soviet Union have come to an agreement on revising the Treaty of Lausanne, which was signed and implemented after the nascent Republic of Turkey repulsed the Entente in the Turkish War of Independence. The treaty has long been decried as an assault on Turkish sovereignty, but today the treaty has been finally amended in favor of the newly legalized Montreux Convention. Turkey now has complete control over the traffic that passes in and out of the Turkish Straits, so that's into the Black Sea. Over here, this is the Crimea. This is the territory that currently is Ukraine, in our timeline. Turkey now has complete control over the traffic that passes in and out of the Turkish states, and the states around the straits have now been remilitarized by Turkey. British observers who are part of the process are merely satisfied that conflict in the region has been avoided. Good for Turkey. So my other possibility is I grab Mahatma. I think I'm gonna do this. Because then I can get both of those fellas, and they'll give me some autonomy progress gain, and then I'll circle back to Swadesh and uplifting and all that. And then maybe at some point we'll grab the, we'll grab that tasty, princely states thing and see what that's about. At the end of the Freeman Thomas term as Viceroy for India, as the end of the Freeman Thomas term as Viceroy for India nears, we need to decide if we want to replace him with a suitable candidate, or if we want to extend the Marquess of Willingdon's term further. Victor Hope will replace the Earl or keep Freeman. So, our current leader is Freeman Thomas. New Viceroy. Oh, that's actually, I should pause. I just want to make sure I don't overrun that. So, Freeman Thomas. Staunch imperialist, civilian industry to overlord plus 15%. Freedom gain by land lease to overlord minus 0.3. Daily autonomy progress gain minus 0.4. Seasoned administrator. Garrison penetration chance minus 25%, damage to garrisons minus 35%, resistance activity chance minus 20%. So we can keep that, which I don't want to because I don't like that daily autonomy going down situation. Although it doesn't seem like it's that much, but we'll see. Maybe it's... Oh, it's only 0.4. I see. Or we can replace him with Victor Hope. Freeman Thomas retires. Lord Linlithgow becomes leader for the non-aligned party. Aloof authority, freedom gained by land lease to overlord minus 0.1, daily autonomy progress minus 0.1. So he's minus 0.4. Okay, so he's got some administrator bonuses, but overall, I think we definitely want Lord Linlithgow because his autonomy progress gain is lower. So Victor Hope will replace the Earl. Shazam! So this is the guy who started the as leader of the country in the base game before the current DLC. Alrighty, so let's continue to look through here. Yeah. Actually, can I get a horse? Do I have a horse? That's a very important question. I don't. I do. Sir Edward Golightly. So he's a very high temptation to grab him first, because he's going to give me political power gain, and I'm going to need a lot of political power in this run. Other options. Muhammad Ali Jinnah, All India Muslim League leader, extra stability, reduced political advisor cost, daily democracy support. Oh, he's very, very good. Let me see, John... But I don't have a lot of slots here, so I need to be conscientious. Chakravarti Rajagopalachari is a popular figurehead who gives me extra stability. John Matai is a captain of industry, he gives us extra construction. Aga Khan III, well-mannered imam, reduced consumer goods factor speed, but extra research speed. Oh, that guy's good. We got Chain Modi, an elusive gentleman, extra operative slot, reduced agency upgrade time. And we've got Sir Muhammad Iqbal, a Muslim scholar who gives us stability and research speed. Whew, these two are all that tasty research speed is tempting me a lot. I do love research speed. As you come to know me, you will come to be familiar with my love of extra research speed, particularly in a run where I've only got a couple of research slots. Um, and no experimental facilities to start with. Because if you think we're not going to become a meme nuclear India run, you're a fool. We're going to be getting nukes. I'm committing to it. If I do not get to drop a nuke as India, this run will be a failure as Gandhi because of the meme for the memes. And maybe at some point during the run I'll explain why that's a meme and then forget I explained it and explain it again in a subsequent episode. All right. So I'm not loving that this number seems to be going down. There will come a time when it will not need to be going down, but I really want to be building up civilian industry right now because I kind of desperately need it. Let's build one military factory, and we'll just queue it into more infantry equipment. Oh, that's deadly. That's really deadly. Actually, I'm not going to be able to cover that too soon. I'm going to need to buy some infantry equipment. Oh my goodness, no one's selling infantry equipment. Oh, this is bad. This is bad, friends. I'm going to need to start disbanding units, which isn't that bad, but it's only a temporary solution. All right, here's mechanical electrical engineering. We're going to go forward and grab us mechanical computing. That's going to give us a little bit more research speed. Again, that's going to have a higher effect when we got more research slots, but obviously right now it's not going to affect much of anything. So, I could grab an early army guy, but I don't think that's as useful as getting myself a horse for the extra political power, because political power gain is going to be truly of critical importance. All right, this number is making me frightened. So, let's just quietly start disbanding units, and hopefully that'll be fine, and won't lead to any repercussions down the road. Shouldn't have exercised them. Wasted a lot of valuable equipment that way. All right. Now my question is, the thing I'm thinking about is, do I move this? Because this is not going to complete till August, and I'm losing infantry equipment at kind of an alarming rate, actually. I think the answer is, much as this hurts, I need the military factory first. So I'm going to need to hold out until September, and that's going to increase my equipment output. I'm also going to get a little bit more output as we get along here, and I increase my production efficiency and such like. Widespread protests in Bahawalpur. That's down here. Hey, I got it in one try. Unfortunately, I see the issue. I'm going to say police must stand down. So this is what's causing me to take a lot of damage to my equipment reserves. That's part of what's going on. This high resistance in these areas is causing damage to my equipment reserves, and that's why I'm losing... Gosh, I'm losing equipment really fast. Golly, and also gee willikers, am I losing equipment really fast? Do I improve worker conditions? I don't think so. Not yet, at least. I need to get a horse. The first thing I need is a horse. And Gandhi. Obviously, I need Gandhi. I don't think we're going to be able to do this without Gandhi, but at some point we're also going to need a horse. Second London Naval Treaty signed. Delegations from Britain, France, Italy, Japan, and the United States met in December of 1935 to discuss a renewal of the First London Naval Treaty, which restricted the number and size of cruisers and submarines. Negotiations turned quite heated over Italy's war in Ethiopia and Japan's desire to be seen as equal to Britain and the United States. With negotiations now at an end, the signatory nations have agreed on limits to the size of battleships and aircraft carriers, in the hopes of preventing another ruinous arms race. More money for the army, then. Alright. That'll be just fine. That's the London Naval Treaty only affects those countries. Basically restricts the size of the of various types of ships that you can build. Wow, I'm glad I started building that that military factory, because I am really starting to run out of equipment, and this is real bad. I really need more equipment, and I need it fast. Unfortunately, this is going to slow down our other production, but it is it's just the thing we've got to have. So, with that having been said, that is probably all the time we've got for this episode, my nerds. I have had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I'll see you on the other side.